Day 287 of building an AI hedge fund done. We're almost at day 300, and then we're gonna be at 400, and then 1,000, and then 10,000, just like that. But we're only at 287 right now, and the system is still being built, but it's basically there. Let me kind of give like an analogy here. There's something called the ship of Theseus. Essentially, there's this Greek ship and they have to constantly do repairs to it. So they take out a wooden plank and they replace it, and they do this after so many years that all of the original wood in the boat is gone. So it's all completely new wood that's been replaced. Is it the same ship? I essentially feel that way with Silk right now, because a lot of the assumptions I made in the beginning of putting this sail there, I'm trying to make an analogy to like the fund, essentially doing certain things, I'm realizing that they actually don't help and I have to replace them entirely. So I had this, I mentioned this yesterday actually. There was this like functionality within Silk that I added, and this was back in December of last year. And I would describe this functionality as essentially foundational to the fund that I was building. And after building the proper sort of measuring system to see if that tool works or not, I realized it was actually hurting the returns. And I have like statistical significance to prove that it was hurting returns. So I was like, okay, I have to get rid of this. And keep in mind, this is an assumption that I made back in December. So 9 months ago, 8 months ago. And now I feel like I'm essentially building Ship of Theseus, where all these original parts, I'm replacing them and I'm putting in new and better versions of it. And it's interesting because the foundation for which I built Silk off of, almost a year ago now at this point, it's very different than what it currently is. The ship itself is still there. I still have the same end goal. I want to build a fully autonomous hedge fund. But the way in which I'm getting there is very different. So I found that very cool. And then this sort of kind of ties back to, I'm reading the book Elon Musk by Walter Isaacson. And Elon is famous for his algorithm, like 5 steps. The first one is obviously make the rules simplified, but the second one is delete. Can you delete the part? And then once you've actually deleted it, then you simplify, then you automate, then you accelerate. In I think that order. I realized that I was trying to automate and accelerate a piece that I should have deleted. I fell into the trap that Elon has fell into many times before and sort of warns me about. So yeah, I found that interesting. And then one last piece.